Hello, callers. Welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest as usual. We start with Frenkie de Jong, as it has been reported that the Chelsea and Manchester United transfer target is set to stay at Barcelona this summer. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Sergiño Dest. It has been reported that the Barcelona right back cannot leave right now due to a lack of offers. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into it, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Frenkie de Jong has been one of the darlings of the transfer window in Europe this summer, with the Barcelona midfielder becoming the center of attention throughout the past couple of months. The Dutchman has been strongly subjected to a move away from Camp Nou, with Barcelona openly looking to move him on in an attempt to balance the finances. However, with just a few days remaining until the transfer market slams to a shut, it appears de Jong is set to remain at Barcelona, as per report from Ben Jacobs. The English journalist suggests the midfielder's wish to remain at Camp Nou will be granted. It is more of a positive for a player rather than the club, who were actively looking to find new suitors for the remainder or for the midfielder throughout the summer transfer window. To their misfortune, Frenkie de Jong's primary suitors, Manchester United, have all but given up. They had recently signed Casemiro and are not expected to re-establish their efforts to sign the Dutchman. Chelsea were deemed as another possible suitor for the former Ajax starlet, but the Blues have not made great progress in their pursuit either, and their chances of signing the midfielder are seemingly dissipated. There are reports of Chelsea launching a final offensive to sign Frenkie de Jong, but that is unlikely to yield any significant outcome. Liverpool, meanwhile, have moved on from de Jong and are looking elsewhere for midfield reinforcements. It would not come as a surprise to see them not signing a midfielder at all and wait until 2023 to go after someone like Jude Bellingham or even Frenkie de Jong. Barcelona, for their part, might not be too glum about the prospect of keeping hold of Frenkie. The Dutchman is rated highly by the club, and his presence in the side should offer some real quality in the middle of the pack, especially in light of Sergio Busquets' warning powers. So at long last, Frenkie de Jong is staying at FC Barcelona, and the report that I heard is that he will take a pay cut. He will take a pay cut, even though this is something that he never wished to do, because his agents the past few months were saying that Frenkie is going nowhere, and if he stays, he's not taking any pay cut. Of course, trying to oppose what President Laporta said, trying to talk about the prospect of Frenkie de Jong staying put at the Camp Nou. But it seems as though he will take a pay cut at last and he will stay. Something that he has been insisting on doing since United started showing interest, and Chelsea as well. Frenkie de Jong has been the most talked about player without any shadow of a doubt this transfer window at FC Barcelona. And it seemed as though it was so likely he would leave the club. I mean, many Barca fans were scared that Frenkie would not be there. Barca had other ideas in mind. They wanted to sell Frenkie because they had other motives to follow. The signing of Bernardo Silva, balance the books, reduce salaries of players. All this we all know is because Laporta and the board wanted to avoid paying Frenkie de Jong the money that he's been owed. We know Barca will have to pay Frenkie, I think, 20 million euros this season in deferred wages, something like that. And so Barca are trying so much to escape those debts being owed, but that won't be the case anymore. So Frenkie stays. Frenkie, a world-class midfielder. I still think he has a lot to prove for the team. This season should be a season where Frenkie shows Xavi that, he has every right to trust in him. And I don't think Bernardo Silva should be a necessity for the club if Frenkie is in his very top form, right? So all this is just because of Xavi's interest in Bernardo Silva. But I think Frenkie de Jong being in his best game, we don't need any player like Bernardo Silva to come again. So let's just hope that Frenkie continue to flourish. Yesterday he started from the bench. He did not start the game. He came from the bench in the second half, and I think he played very well. I think Frenkie will be trying his best to to make Xavi know that he has every right to count on him and forget about any prospect of bringing in Bernardo Silva next season. So great to see Frenkie stay. I will not lie, I am so happy for the fact that at the end of a long transfer saga, all surrounded by Frenkie de Jong, he will stay at Barca. He will stay at Barca. It has been confirmed. So United that have been showing interest, Chelsea have been showing serious interest as well. All those interests have faded away as Frenkie will stay put at FC Barcelona after a very, very long season full of drama and drama and drama in the transfer window. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, the past week has been crucial for FC Barcelona in terms of their activity in the summer transfer window. They have been able to register Jules Koundé while sanctioning the sale of Samuel Umtiti. Youngster Abde Ezazuli is also in contention to join Real Valladolid on loan, which is indicative of the club's desire to trim the squad by the end of the month. However, it appears Barca are set for a slight setback in their quest to offload another unwanted star in the form of Sergiño Dest. According to Ashraf Ben Ayat, the Barcelona defender's surroundings are open to a move away from Camp Nou. However, he might not leave the club due to lack of offers from other clubs across Europe. This could be a major blow for Barcelona, especially in their quest to sign a new right-back this summer. There is no secret that Xavi is not a big fan of Sergiño Dest. The Barca coach is not happy with the American international's lack of progress and failure in integrating himself into his tactical setup. It has compelled him to scour the market for a potential alternative. However, Barcelona's poor financial status entails that the club are not in a position to afford a new player without offloading Dest, especially if they are to land their top targets such as Joan Voigt and Hector Bellerin. Hence, Dest's future or Dest's failure to attract suitors could be devastating for FC Barcelona. Although the club may have other avenues to fund a move for fullbacks, the sale of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, for one, could generate significant revenue should Chelsea, have not been keen on meeting Barca's price tag so far. No progress has been made on Memphis Depay's potential exit either, despite late interest from Manchester United. The issue of Sergiño Dest is just complicated. The player have not played any game so far for Xavi in La Liga this season. Yesterday was not there again in the squad, and I very much doubt how things are going to look like for Dest because practically he's not a Barca player anymore, right? He might be playing, he might be coming for training sessions and everything like that because he's still an employee, he still takes salary and so on and so forth. But the player is not being caught again by manager Xavi. So it is imperative for Barca to sell him as soon as possible. But so far we have been hearing that there are no concrete offers for Sergiño Dest. And with just less than 72 hours left for this transfer window, it's a cause of worry because Barca need to sell this guy. The World Cup is coming. The United States, where he plays in the national team, will be worried about this, right? Because if he does not play games this season, why in Barca, I don't think he'll be called. He won't be called in the national team to play for the World Cup. And every player wants to play the World Cup, so it's going to be very tricky. And I think the player himself should be forcing for a move because he knows very well Xavi does not count on him, and the possibility of him playing for that World Cup in Qatar will be slim. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.